Mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande d'accueillir Greg Delaune.
Yorana. Maururu Pascal. Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Greg Delaune. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Urban Innovation Exchange and also the technical partnership specialist for the Blue Frontiers and Seasetting team. Today, I'm going to be talking briefly about ideas around community engagement and sustainable economic development. Specifically, I'm going to talk a little bit about how French Polynesia, together with the Seasetting Institute and Blue Frontiers, can establish French Polynesia as a global leader in sustainable economic development. I'll talk a little bit about the pathway or the roadway to resilient communities, about innovation ecosystems, how they come from a concept called program-based planning that UIX has developed, and arriving at the ideas of maker cities, smart cities, and green cities. So in essence, if you look at the bottom there, how community engagement can lead to the identification of appropriate technologies for strategic implementation of tech. The Urban Innovation Exchange specializes in innovation ecosystem development. What we do is work with communities to remove the obstacles for sustainable economic development that is environmentally, economic, and culturally sensitive, so that we can create green and connected, smart cities all over the world. One of the key components of this is public-private partnerships, and it's also a key component of what we're doing here with French Polynesia. So working with local stakeholders, we want to balance the legislative and civic policy components that government brings to the table, along with local business and international business investment and leadership, and local entrepreneurship and youth talent and education systems, bringing those together to achieve business attraction, tech transfer, and development initiatives that are sustainable and economically viable for the community. When this is achieved and these public-private partnerships and civic cooperation are effective, we can bring in a lot of different elements, including creative culture, shared economy and co-working, social ventures, the smart city, green city opportunities, form-based planning, and entrepreneur and small business support, all coming together with the combination of government, local economy, and local culture. I've had the fortune to live all over the world doing research, teaching, and doing projects in various parts of the world. Through these projects, I've gotten to engage with different cultures and different economies. In particular, I spent 5 years teaching at the University of Ferrara for the International Ecopolis Master Program. This is a program that brings training and implementation activities for integrated approaches to sustainable economic development. Over the course of those 5 years, we did projects in various parts of Italy, as well as over Latin America, including Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. Always leaving information not only with local officials and leaders, but also all of the information available online, so that even if we disagreed with some of the local government, the people always had access to the recommendations that we were making even after we went away. One of the most interesting projects that we worked on was on Rapa Nui, on Easter Island. This was a particularly interesting project with regards to how do we balance the carrying capacity of the island with the modern influences that are coming from tourism and other sorts of influence. We worked with local cultural leaders, we worked with local technicians, and tried to come up with solutions together with the local population on things such as waste, water management, and sustainable tourism. In the case of Rapa Nui, and similar to French Polynesia, there was the issue and discussion around independence versus taking on leadership and maintaining a strong link to the local land. We developed methodologies so that not only were we able to make some concrete recommendations that could be implemented immediately while we were on the island and after we left, but also methodologies so that we could offer monitoring mechanisms so that the local community and the local government could continue to implement the ideas that we had recommended. In the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and San Francisco, and where I come, Berkeley, there is another unique innovation ecosystem. It's an ecosystem where there's a lot of development of global networking and technology, such as Facebook and Google that we're all aware of, and creative culture is a big part of that. Randy talked earlier a little bit about Burning Man, and there's also a lot of other manifestations of this creative culture and how it enters into the culture and the economy of the region. There's also a high regard for the environment, environmental stewardship, and this really enters into not only environmental policies, but also development policies, government policies around transportation, fuel use, and other sorts of policies. UAGS Global works with a number of different organizations in the Bay Area, including the Clean Tech Open. The Clean Tech Open is the largest clean tech accelerator in the world. It's a nonprofit, and it's focused on finding, funding, and fostering the most promising clean tech startups on the planet. It's been around for just over 10 years now, and it's helped over 1,200 early-stage clean tech startups raise over $1.3 billion so that they can move on to prototyping and implementation of those technologies. The Clean Tech Open also works with the U.S. Department of Energy, the California Energy Commission, and the California Clean Energy Fund, CalCEF, on trying to promote these sorts of energies. We also work with Prospect Silicon Valley, which is a public-private partnership with the city of San Jose, which is focused on transportation, on smart cities, on fuel efficiency, and other technologies related to automated vehicles. So including smart cities so that the automated vehicles are interacting with the smart city around them. One of our key partners and clients is the city of San Leandro, which is just across the bay from San Francisco and south of Berkeley. And San Leandro is leading the way in advanced energy community initiatives. The company Zip Power is currently in the process of implementing a local smart grid project, which is a public-private partnership with a local developer, Westlake Urban, a local software company called OSI Soft, and together they are building this smart grid on the backbone of a fiber optic network, just like we have here now in French Polynesia. Also, because of this, there are other verticals that are coming in, including a food and brewing culture, as well as advanced manufacturing in the form of 3D printing and all of the allied and related technologies that are being developed around 3D printing. What UX Global does is brings together these different elements, these different groups, these different organizations that can, when working together, can achieve these sort of green, clean, and smart city initiatives. And what we're hoping to do with the Seasteading Institute and Blue Frontiers is to bring that same kind of network to French Polynesia so that we can tap into the expertise, the global knowledge, the global network, so that we can bring these sorts of initiatives to French Polynesia in an effective and sustainable way. Over the last few days and also during our last visit in September, we've had the chance to get to know the French Polynesian people, visit some of your important sites like Wharehape, and to get to know some wonderful people like Pascal. Where are you, Pascal? And other folks as well. So it's been a real pleasure to start to understand the culture and to create these new relationships that will guide us in being culturally sustainable as well as environmentally and economically sustainable. We've already seen that there's a strong culture of visual arts and art here, as well as programs such as the mural program that is now an annual event that will help us to tap into the cultural components of French Polynesia. And we've also learned about the leadership that Polynesia is already demonstrating in the Polynesians Against Climate Change Threats, and as part of some of the policies that the French actually brought to the COP21 document. So this is an opportunity to expand that Polynesian climate change global leadership with next generation energy, water, and waste technology, as well as prototyping of integrated technology for the platform deployment, which eventually can serve nations all over the world. We're interested in creating a Polynesian innovation ecosystem where we can develop and demonstrate global solutions for green technologies and deploy those as part of the platforms. We're interested in helping diversify the French Polynesia economy, which is now heavily dependent upon international tourism. To do that, we can bring in groups like the Global Innovation Summit Week, which is very active and successful in the Bay Area, co-working organizations like the Impact Hub International and Impact Hub Bay Area, and Tech Shop, which is a co-working makerspace where young people and entrepreneurs can have access to cutting-edge maker technologies like 3D printing, water cutting, all sorts of things that they can use to build their prototypes for their startups. We're interested in working with the French Polynesians to identify and protect the pristine environment and the local activities and culture that are so important, working with organizations like the Buckminster Fuller Institute and the Institute for the Future that are focused on these sorts of global sustainability missions. Together, we want to promote clean tech and green tech acceleration and incubation for new energy, water, waste, and food system security, working with organizations like the Clean Tech Open and with LACY, the LA Clean Tech Incubator, and bringing those sorts of partnerships to organizations like you already have, like PRISM, who we got to meet with just a few days ago. So creating those global partnerships for incubation and acceleration. And activating youth and entrepreneurs through education and training programs that we can partner with other parts of the world, including the Holt International Business School, where we held the event in January for the signing of the MOU, the University of Ferrara, where I was teaching in Italy, the UC Berkeley College of Environmental Design, and the Presidio Graduate School, which focuses on a sustainable MBA. Together, these are the tools and activities that we can bring to the table so that together with the Seasteading Institute, French Polynesia can truly take on this role as a global leader in sustainable economic development. Maruru.